We've got a special one today. What's going on, guys? Karl here, back with another episode, and as you can see from the title, it is new studio time. Obviously now we're hanging out in the normal spot where I record my videos, and if you stick around till the very end, that is where you will see this setup. Some very exciting stuff, and let me give you a bit of a backdrop. Even though I have been in this new place for around a year, I am still looking for a dedicated YouTube spot. Kind of just a spot that I'm looking to get out of my condo and go to. And in my mind, there were a couple things that were mandatory for that desk setup. Let's list them off. Number one, it had to be a dual monitor setup. Two, it had to be portable in the sense that I could just take my MacBook Pro between here and that new spot and simply plug and play. Three, it had to be dope, it had to be minimal, and I kind of wanted to use that as a staging area for some of my other shoots. And that's where I landed on these guys behind me. These are LG's new 32 UL950s, and with these, you can daisy chain, which means you can get an image from your MacBook Pro onto two monitors, whereas my previous ultra-wide setup, which I made a video earlier in this year, couldn't do that. And the big problem that I had with my ultra-wide setups, and I built 3 or 4 in the past year, yes, they are ultra-wide, they're great for, say, video editing, but I find that they're just too short. Height-wise, vertically, and I get it, you get a ton of real estate horizontally, but if you are running a dual monitor setup, yes, they do look dope, but you are looking from side to side, and in all honesty, I only found myself using one monitor 95% of the time, and the other one would just be on to look dope. And with these 4K panels, I find that I do that way less. I'm actually utilizing both screens more and more. On one side, I'll say be running Final Cut, doing my editing. On the other, I'll be say watching YouTube videos, doing word processing, doing emails, just other types of work. And it's way more manageable in this than my ultra wide, which I said I would only use one of those displays and I would lack the height that I needed. And another big reason for choosing these monitors is I don't have a gaming setup in that area yet, so I do want to rock, say, my Xbox off of one of those monitors, which just doesn't look as good on, say, an ultra wide, and the other guy can stay productive and have my MacBook Pro hooked up to it. One thing that I would say, if you're really looking for this as your primary gaming monitor, the refresh rate is only 60 Hertz, so perhaps not the best. I know LG has a specific gaming line of monitors, and obviously you can choose something else that suits your needs, but just remember, it is a 4K panel, so images off of a console will look way better than an ultra-wide setup, as consoles don't support that screen resolution of ultra-wide monitors yet. To the actual monitors themselves, and the design of these guys is very similar to a lot of LG stuff. They have that simple curved aluminum stand on the bottom, and the monitors give you a ton of flex depending on your setup, and you can even turn them vertically for portraits. All of you coders or programmers out there. Resolution 4K, so 3840 by 2160, 31.5 inches from corner to corner. It's an IPS display with DCI-P3 color gamut. It's got anti-glare, so it should help if you have a ton of natural light incoming onto it. Bezels are razor thin, but this is the first time that I've seen on an LG panel where the screen is on the outside and the bezels are actually a bit recessed. So just remember that when you are setting things up, when you are placing the monitor flat on a desk, it will be making contact and you do not want to scratch these. And when you do say pair them like I've got for these two monitors, you can almost see a double bezel in the middle. I wish the screen went right to the edges like they did on the ultra wides. I feel like you can never get the perfect setup. I think LG should fix these for next year's model. Connections on the back, you've got the standard HDMI DisplayPort. You do have the 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, which you can of course daisy chain or rock 2 separate devices. The power adapter for this guy is quite chunky, so just make sure when you are planning out your setup, you either have that hidden somewhere underneath your desk or off to the side, because you don't want to see that. Obviously, my cable management is just shambles right now, and don't judge me too hard. But I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts on some peripherals. I can rock, say, my Yamaha HS7s on the outside, or I can just build out something super dope. And before I do forget, the desk that it is sitting on is from Rogue Concepts, so big shout outs to them. I will leave them linked down below. Very minimal desk, nice and clean with the white and hints of wood. But instead of me talking about that, let's actually head to the studio now, and I will actually package these up and bring them there for the second time. Let's go. Anyways, here is the new setup, and I want to give you guys a little sneak peek at the new spot. Obviously, so much work to be done, a ton of echo, have to install a lot of foam. I'm just getting some of the furniture set up, but I hope to catch the rest of you in this new spot in the near future. It'll probably take me forever the rest of the year to set this guy up, but we'll catch you in one of those next episodes or vlogs. Peace.